I'm sure you're all familiar with the political compass, so I'm just going to jump right into explaining my perspective on it. The quadrants are primarily come to their different conclusions on different policy issues based on how they view humanity as a whole. The lower liberal left, where I sit personally, is we believe everyone should be treated the same because everyone is. The upper left believes everyone should be treated the same because everyone is. These two groups, though, aren't the same because they differ on what they mean by everyone. My group means every individual person, the smallest minority. Whereas the upper left believes in groups when they say everyone. Whatever group your culture believes most important, be that class divisions, be that some sort of hierarchical divisions. Currently, it seems like they're mostly identity stack divisions. So, identitarian, ethnic, gender divisions. But they're divisions, and they divide humanity into groups, not individuals. Then we go to the upper right. So we cross the divide where the rhetoric changes and why there's a left-right divide because of the differed rhetoric. On the right side, they believe humanity, everyone is different, so everyone should be treated differently. As do the libertarian right. They believe everyone is different, so they should be treated differently. All of these perspectives are true. And like the left, the right has the same dichotomy where the lower left views everybody as individual, while the upper left views everyone as the groups. And typically their groups aren't shared with the left-wing groups. Their cultural perspectives often differ enough that their group distinctions also differ. But they're all collectivists. Anyway, to get into something more relevant to why I want to make this the rant today, is I saw a quote going around that America is beginning to realize that a third of people would kill another third of people while the final third watches. To which I sort of think, it isn't thirds, it's halves. A quarter would kill a quarter while half stand by. Did a half using the shared rhetoric and sympathies with each side, but failing to unite as a larger unit with more fundamental principles in line. All the lower sides, all the individualists share principles, but we lose our shared principles over differed rhetoric because people without principles share our rhetoric. So it isn't thirds, it's a half ruining it for more. But I believe it's even less than this, because only authoritarians seek authority. And if you look at the numbers of authoritarians acting in an authoritarian fashion versus those who are not and who are just standing by, the vast, vast majorities aren't taking part. The majority of voters aren't this sort of person. And the majority of non-voters aren't this sort of person. And the person who would win every election almost everywhere is the non-voter. These are the lower halves. These are the libertarian individualists who aren't collectivists, who aren't interested in the political game. We have to find a way to make them at least interested enough to keep the authoritarians who would turn to violence in some sort of line. I think these perspectives are inevitable, and the more we identify them and segregate ourselves into these groups, the more likely violence is to erupt, until either one of the authoritarian groups can seize hold of the controls that have been manufactured to prevent the violence, or the silent majority can rally behind some larger concept, some larger identity, and unite the people involved, the area involved, the region, the time, place, under a banner. Because it's either everyone unites under a solidarity, individualist concept, like America, I believe, was supposed to be, or the fascists or the communists, who are effectively the same, will win the power that's been built underneath them to prevent their rise. Anyway, that's long enough for today, I guess. One more thought before I turn this off. Every quadrant has a vision of utopia, but their view of utopia is a dystopia to every other corner. So you need to find a system that allows for everyone to exist. That's why capitalism's awesome. Praise Keck. If you found this interesting, give me a subscribe. If you agree with me, give it a like and share it with somebody you think disagrees. If you're here and you disagree, please explain why down below, and let's try to have an exchange of ideas here. If you want to say anything else, find me on Minds. Yeah.